Visualization, or picturing objects or scenes inside your mind's eye, can be an incredibly useful tool for lucid dreaming. Today we're going to talk a little bit about why, and also how you can implement this to aid in your lucid dreaming adventures. So let's get started with some of the benefits of visualization for lucid dreaming. Number one is that it can be used for dream incubation. You can, before you go to sleep, picture yourself in a particular scene or picture yourself dreaming about certain things to encourage yourself to then end up having dreams about these things. You can do this as you're falling asleep, you can do this before bed, before you get in bed. You can do this when you wake up in the middle of the night. You can even do this in the middle of the day if you like. This is one of the simplest ways to use visualization as an aid to lucid dreaming. Now, the second benefit of visualization for lucid dreaming is that it can be used in conjunction with any of the wake-induced lucid dreaming techniques. Sometimes when we're performing these techniques, we're doing this anyway, but even with techniques where this isn't the norm, you can visualize yourself in a particular scene, or you can visualize a particular area around you, or you can visualize a particular thing that you want to appear in that scene as you're entering into a dream, and you have a very high likelihood of then ending up with that very scene or that very thing that you imagined. So visualization can be a great way to supercharge this process of wake-induced lucid dreaming, as you can not just enter into a dream, but enter into a specific dream that you would like to have. The third way that visualization can be useful for lucid dreaming is that you can use it as a tool to either relax yourself or keep yourself alert, particularly during these methods like Wild. A lot of people, when they perform something like Wild, will run into one of two problems. Either they will be way too alert and they can't sit still and they can't relax to then actually perform the technique, or they have the opposite problem. They just fall asleep. Every time they go to do Wild, they just fall asleep in the middle of the technique. By visualizing, you're keeping your mind alert, you're doing something with your mind actively throughout the process, but it also helps you to relax, so it can help with both of these issues. The fourth way that visualization can be helpful for lucid dreaming is that you can use it to practice dream control techniques while you're awake, visualizing yourself performing them in your dreams to make it more second nature to then go ahead and perform those same things while you're asleep and in a dream. With things like reality checks, we perform them while we're awake so that we'll also end up performing them in our dreams. But with reality checks, you can just practice them in waking life. You do them in waking life because you're testing if it's a dream, and you're getting that actual physical practice of doing the thing. But if you want to practice, say, shooting a fireball out of your hand in a dream or flying, you can't exactly do that in waking life as the actual activity. But you can do it through visualization. You can sit, you can meditate for a bit, and then once you're nice and relaxed, you can picture yourself doing these actual things like flying or whatever, and imagine how it feels as you're doing it, to then make that come more naturally to you when you want to do it in a lucid dream. This is also helpful for actually just remembering to do those things when you lucid dream, because I'm sure some of you have had this experience before. You get into a lucid dream, you're so excited to get lucid, and then when you're there, you're just kind of all over the place. You just rush to do one thing or another because you don't really have a plan in mind for what you're supposed to be doing. By visualizing some of the techniques you plan to use and some of the things that you plan to do before you actually have that lucid dream, you have a clear plan in mind, so you're not all distracted once you get in the dream and get excited about it. So you can actually go ahead and do those things. Now, the fifth and final benefit that I want to suggest for visualization for lucid dreaming is that in my experience, visualization practices actually increase the amount of lucid dreams that you have, increase the vividness of your dreams, increase your dream recall. It's kind of like meditation in that regard. Just visualizing regularly has a massive effect on the quality and quantity of your dreams, lucid and otherwise. And that includes when you're just using it for the other things that I've described. So what about me? How do I incorporate visualization into my routine to improve my lucid dreams? Well, the first is the obvious one. When I'm doing something like dream incubation or wake-induced lucid dreaming techniques, I always incorporate visualization. I use it to help imagine the place that I would like to be in my next lucid dream, or the things that I would like to see in my next lucid dream, or even just the themes that I would like the lucid dream to have. I will visualize things that relate to those themes. The second thing that I do is I visualize during my meditation warm-ups. This is just a way to practice general visualization. I'm not visualizing anything lucid dreaming related, but if you've ever listened to one of those guided relaxation videos or like a guided hypnosis or something like that, then you'll know that a common thing is to accompany the instructions for relaxation with some visualization instructions. You'll be told to breathe slowly and deeply, but maybe you'll be visualizing yourself filling with like golden light or something as you're breathing. And this is a nice and simple thing that you can do that is relaxing and helps improve your visualization skills. Now, when I sit down to meditate, I don't just start meditating right away. I always go through a little warm-up. And during that warm-up, I'm relaxing each part of my body one by one. Once I've relaxed my whole body, then I start meditating. So while I'm relaxing those parts of my body, I do the exact same thing that those guided meditation videos do. I basically visualize myself filling those parts of my body with like white light. Or I visualize like light swirling around them, or basically just anything that helps me visualize the part of the body that I'm focusing on relaxing in that moment. And I do this every day when I sit down to meditate, so I'm getting a lot of visualization practice to do this. Now, the next thing that I like to do is to just train my visualization skills during other day-to-day activities. I'll give you guys a specific example of this. So when I'm doing a workout and I'm doing a higher rep set of some kind, I like to break down the reps as I'm counting them. So let's say I'm doing 15 reps of something. Rather than counting 1 to 15, I will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I find this just helps me psychologically because it feels like I'm doing smaller sets of 5 reps rather than a big set of 15 reps. But what I've started doing when I'm doing those counts where I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is I will visualize the number in my head, but I don't visualize the number that I'm saying to myself. I visualize the actual rep count. So for example, I will be saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But in my mind's eye, I'll be picturing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. It's a bit like that thing where you're trying to pat your head and rub your belly at the same time. It feels quite tricky, and because it's quite tricky, it does really help you learn to improve your visualization skills. Because it takes a lot of focus to visualize one thing while thinking another thing. And you can come up with little exercises for yourself like this, and incorporate visualization into some aspects of your day, and see if it doesn't just help with your lucid dreams as well. Now, some people unfortunately have aphantasia, which is where you can't visualize with your mind's eye. If that's you, then this video might not be particularly helpful to you. But one thing that I want to emphasize is that if you can visualize at all, even if it's really, really bad, if your visualization technique is awful, but you can visualize at all, give it a try because you will improve quite quickly by doing this sort of thing every day. Anyway, that's been all for this video. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe and enable all notifications so you can stay up to date when my new videos come out. And if you want to keep watching, check out one of those videos on screen, go watch that, and I'll see you there soon. Take care and have some awesome lucid dreams. And I am happy that I just randomly remembered my outro there. See you guys in the next one.